most of the awards, in my opinion, went to the right people. Like comeback player of the year went to Joe Burrow, and offensive rookie of the year went to Jamar Chase. And there were several other players who won awards I completely agree with. For example, like defensive rookie of the year, Micah Parsons, defensive player of the year, TJ Watt. In my opinion, those are the right selections. But a couple selections here make zero sense to me. Coach of the year was Tennessee Titans head coach Mike Vrabel. What is going on? That makes zero sense. I have said this on my show multiple times, and I've debated with people multiple times. The AFC South is the worst division in the NFL. It's not the NFC East, it's the AFC South, and that is the division that the Tennessee Titans are in. The Tennessee Titans won the AFC South this season because they were in the worst division in the NFL. The AFC South only had 28 wins this season with 4 teams. The NFC East had 32. So I feel like this narrative that the NFC East is the worst division in the NFL is ridiculous when it's clearly the division that Mike Vrabel is coaching in. Heading into the season, the Tennessee Titans were favorites to win that division, and some people thought they were even a Super Bowl dark horse, which is really weird to me because, when you look at the postseason, you look at who the Titans lost to, it was the Cincinnati Bengals. Mike Vrabel had 36 votes for Coach of the Year. Matt LaFleur had 8 votes for Coach of the Year, which to me is ridiculous because you heard the Packers, last dance. This is going to be the year they win the championship and all that crap. And blew it against the San Francisco 49ers in their first home game in the playoffs this year. Rick Pisacci, the interim head coach for the Raiders, after John Gruden got fired, had 3 votes. Zac Taylor had 2 votes for NFL Coach of the Year. That is absolutely ridiculous. Matt LaFleur had 8. He did not win a postseason game. Mike Vrabel had 36. We beat Vrabel's Titans in the playoffs. Rick Pisacci had 3. We beat Pisacci's Raiders in the playoffs. And Bill Belichick had 1. How can Zac Taylor only have 2 votes to win Coach of the Year when I've said this multiple times, and I've debated with this people as well, the AFC North is the best division in the NFL. The AFC North is the only division in the NFL this season where at least every single team had 8 wins or more. If this was a normal regular season with 16 games instead of 17, there's a chance all 4 of those teams could have been over 500. But when you look at the AFC South, they had a horrible record and had the least amount of wins of any division in the NFL this season. And it's so crazy because everybody outside of Cincinnati thought we were going to absolutely suck this year. Heading into this year, ESPN did an AFC North preview heading into the regular season. They did not mention the Bengals one single time. Everybody thought we were going to be last in the AFC North. We were not last. We were not third. We were not second. We were first in the AFC North. We won the AFC North, winning a playoff game for the first time in over 30 years. We won a road playoff game for the first time in franchise history. We beat Mike Vrabel's team on the road, who was the number 1 seed, who was supposedly all great and everything like that, and they were going to beat us. We upset them despite Joe Burrow getting sacked 9 times. The following week, we're down 18 points against the Kansas City Chiefs, the favorites to win the AFC, and some people's favorites to win the Super Bowl this season, and we beat them. You look at this, Cincinnati Bengals team, Zac Taylor, I could get, to a certain degree that Joe Burrow might have a more big of a success and more bigger reason that the Bengals' success than Zac Taylor. But at the same time, when you look at the Bengals, we have swept the Ravens. We have swept the Raiders, who were a playoff team. We have swept the Steelers, who were a playoff team. And we swept the Kansas City Chiefs. I guarantee you nobody thought that was going to happen this year. You look at the Bengals' record last season, the Bengals had a total of 4 wins last year. If the Bengals beat the LA Rams in the Super Bowl this upcoming Sunday, that'll be 4 wins this year just in the postseason. That is absolutely insane and absolutely ridiculous stat. And further proves my point, Zac Taylor should have won Coach of the Year. If we win, that'll be 14 wins throughout the regular season and postseason this year, when we had 4 last season and 2 just the year before. Zac Taylor should have won NFL Coach of the Year. In my opinion, it's not even debatable. And the fact that Mike Vrabel, a coach who is coaching in the worst division in the NFL and lost to Zac Taylor in the Bengals in the postseason, won it, is really just embarrassing and ridiculous that some of these awards are so biased. And it's so weird because I've told people so many times, it's almost like I'm right or something that, the NFL hates the Bengals. And I'm not being biased, but when you look at this, I'm just kind of proving that I'm right with some of these awards. And it's such a joke that Mike Vrabel has won Coach of the Year and not Zac Taylor.